I'm taking the gearbox out of my Alfa Brera because it's got a serious oil leak from the main oil seal behind the flywheel. Now, it's fairly recently that I changed the clutch, flywheel, blah blah blah, and refurbished the subframe on this car, so it's a bit annoying that I've got to take it all out again to get to the oil seal that I've changed last time I did this job. But obviously I've either done something wrong or the seal was faulty. Anyway, so far I've released everything from the top of the gearbox and taken out the starter motor. I've released everything from the subframe, so it's just a question now of removing the fixings for the subframe and dropping the subframe out the bottom of the car. Then I can lower the engine and get the gearbox out. So this has been quite a lot quicker than the first time I did it, because I wasn't constrained by the car fighting me with a series of corroded fasteners and such like. So, you know, it's a much quicker job on a well-maintained car. So I'll let you know how I get on with this. I'll do another video when I get to the oil seal itself. Right, I've removed the subframe from the car, and here it is, leaning against the back of the garage, and you can see all this oil here is what's come from the seal. So it's spread itself all over the subframe and over part of the bottom of the car, so it was leaking quite copiously. Now I've done better than just remove the subframe. I've removed the clutch and the flywheel, and the seal is off. And if we put it on here, this is where I think it was leaking from. Just that area there. It wasn't where I'd applied the sealant, and it wasn't from the seal itself, because if you look at the gearbox, which is in this nice wheelbarrow, there's oil at the bottom, but it's not spread all round the, you know, spun off the flywheel. And if it was leaking from the seal itself, I think it would have you know, centrifuged itself all around the inside of the bell housing. So there we are. Okay, here's the seal. I've given it a bit of a wipe, and if you look closely here, you can see that area there is pretty much that where it seals against the back of the block. I'm pretty sure that's where it was leaking from. I'm pretty sure it wasn't from the bottom edge where I'd added silicone sealant. When you assemble it to the car, you add silicone sealant here. And I'm pretty sure it wasn't from the oil seal itself, because otherwise the bell housing would have been a lot oilier. It would have centrifuged off the back of the flywheel, and there would have been a ring but around of oil, but there wasn't much. It was mostly just at the bottom where it had been leaking out from here rather. Now I've retrieved, this is an aftermarket part. I bought this from Alfa Workshop, and they always say that the bits they sell are good enough, you know, they use them themselves. So fortunately I still had the one that I took off the car when I changed the clutch and flywheel before. I just retrieved it from the scrap bin, and this is obviously original equipment. It's made of steel in the same way, but it's different in the design in that it's stepped here. This section, turn it over, this face is higher than that, and then the seal where it seals to the block is in that step, whereas this one has just got a seal in a kind of a swage that goes around it, and it's all the same level. So as an engineer, I would say that's stiffer and a better design. So I won't be using an aftermarket item like that next time. I'm prepared to put it down to experience, but I'm going to make sure I get the best quality possible seal assembly. I shall be investigating and see what I come up with. Thanks for watching.